at a club. First thing that came to my head was making love. But I didn't want to come off like a thug, so I just rolled with it. I mean, push comes to shove. I got a lot of women in my stable who love a brother swagger and ain't looking for a label. So I just mess with shit under the table. Take time to get in the mind until I fade.
3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a little thing that we call the Cipher 360. I am your host, Marcus the Kid Warren, and with me is my man Muff. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, we're doing great. You know, we back. You know, cats is truly whack. You should never ever mess with Supernat. That was kind of a whack line, if you guys remember, from the Supernatural battle with Juice.
Oh,
remember that?
snap.
Remember the Supernatural battle, which is like one of the illest battles ever. I think it was actually on his album. He was one of those dudes at Supernatural. Great freestyle battle rhymer. Not as good on the on wax in my opinion.
Anyway, nobody can touch him on his freestyle. So
nobody can touch him on his freestyle. That's for sure.
There.
But keep it moving with that. Yeah. So we back, man, and you know we've been gone for a while.
Yes, sir.
You know, not to get too personal into why you've been gone, but things professionally have happened for us, all positive. That kind of we had to take a step back, but now we're here trying to give you the raw hip hop review.
Yes,
and it is definitely going to be raw.
Raw.
Without question. In other words, not raw like dope, but kind of unpolished. No, stupid. Might be both, though. It actually might be both. But that said, what are we going to get into today? Well, first, where can we be reached?
We can be reached on our Gmail account.
Okay.
You can hit us up and kidandmuff44@gmail.com. That is KIDDANDMUFF44@gmail.com. You can also hit us up on our Twitter account, where we are the Cipher Crew.
Cipher Crew on the Twitter account. That's what's up, man.
Yes, sir.
You sound good, man. I'm glad you're back. It's funny because I tried to do one segment, if you guys remember, when he was gone. And it was awful, and I kind of had to.
It was not awful.
No, well, I didn't like it, and even if it wasn't awful, I felt horribly doing it, man. This segment was definitely meant for you to be in it, so glad you're back. Anyways, what are we getting into today?
We're going to get into my man Game.
We're going to get into the game.
Yes, and documentary 2.
Yeah.
And documentary 2.5.
Yeah, and the interesting, man, it's the Game. I've always been kind of a Game fan. And you guys know the documentary is pretty solid, but now he's put out really a double CD that he put out within 1 week of the other CD, documentary 2 and the documentary 2.5. So kind of the way I want to kind of, from my perspective, take on a review on 3 different levels in comparison to 2 other West Coast albums that came out recently.
Okay.
That would be Kendrick Lamar's album, To Pimp a Butterfly,
Crazy.
And Dr. Dre's Compton. So really within the past year, you've seen those 2 albums and this one, which I think is probably equally dope, but in a slightly different way, but then in a very similar way. I've heard some things regarding this before I give you my own personal take on it and before he give you his. Like, a lot of people wish that maybe beat-wise that this is the CD that they wish Kendrick Lamar would have made. I don't agree with that because to me, I think Kendrick Lamar's strength is in his eclecticism. Is that a word? If that's the word, you know what I mean? Very eclectic. Like I said, he's got Robert Glasper in his album talking about Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? He's Dr. Dre. Did some executive producing. He's had a lot of. It was more important in Kendrick Lamar to kind of have a well-rounded project that's going to stand the test of time, even though it may or may not be in a way that a lot of cats look at it as traditional hip-hop. Now, going over to Dr. Dre's album. Dr. Dre's album came straight after the Straight Outta Compton movie, right? And I thought Dr. Dre's album was very, very good. You know what I mean? And we're not reviewing that right now. But as you know, that the Dr. Dre album, produced entirely by Dr. Dre, kind of a semi soundtrack to Straight Outta Compton, the way he put it. I thought it was a very good album too, although not as good in my opinion as Chronic 2001. But brings us to the Game. The Game is a guy that I like a lot because he understands, and I think I told you this a bit last night, who he is as an MC. Excuse me for stuttering here. He knows who he is as an MC. He doesn't have the greatest flow in the world, but he has a pretty good flow. You know what I mean? He's not incredibly lyrical, but he does say some things in his music. It's obvious, especially if you really listen to it. He's saying some things that are, somewhat conscious, definitely personal. And even though he might not have maybe the lyrical wordplay as some of our favorite MCs necessarily, but that's not who he is, and he understands that, and he has a lot of guest appearances on his album too, as a result. The thing that I like most about Game, and I'm gonna let you jump in here and speak on, is that he has a great ear for beats, in my opinion. And you find that with a lot of MCs that fall into, that gaming type. They're not the greatest MCs in the world, but they just have this great ear for beats. And I don't know who comes to my mind with that. It's a couple of people. I'll think about it as you go on. But where are you? What are you saying on it?
I've been a fan of the Game for a long time. I mean, the Game. He's a very. I love his style, his image, his persona. I mean, he's one of those artists. He's just very well-rounded, and he's one of those artists that can bridge the gap. I think between old school heads and new school heads. Because,
that's a good point.
Yeah, because he doesn't just say, "Look, I'm a West Coast rapper. That's it." He embraces the East Coast, and that's what I really love about it. Yeah. Not only that, that he embraces it. I mean, he throws or he gives homage. He
does play homage. He does.
He plays homage. Yeah, that's one of the things that I really love about the Game. And and is it me on this specifically on the documentary too? Okay. It sounded like he was even channeling Nas a little bit.
Well, he's got Nas on there. He's got Nas on 2 and 2.5. I believe I don't have it in front of me, but yeah, he does. And he pays homage to the East Coast, and I think in fact what you just said is kind of that's like his body of work has always had kind of even though very much a West Coast, but kind of a bi-coastal feel to it.
Yes, very.
You know what I mean? Always had that. He's like, he's got this West Coast bangers hitting switches. He's got that. He's always going to have that on there because that's where he's from. But he always, like I said, it's been a couple of. He'll have a premiere track on his album. You know what I mean? He's that type of dude. Like I said, understanding who he is as an MC. Great ear for beats, and what stands out most to me on this, now I'll hit it back to you. I think the production is kind of off the chain a little bit on this album. Now, what's weird about this, from our perspective, is that, let's put this into context. He's not a young MC, no pun intended. He's not a young MC. He's an older dude. He's in his 30s. I'm serious, right? Yeah, he's an older dude, so that comes across in his music. Hip hop is getting older now. You know what I mean? I'm not going to give our ages away, but we've been around. We've seen a lot. These guys that used to be young MCs in the game are now older guys, and it's reflecting their lyrics.
Definitely.
Now, another reason why that he's been in the game for a while is that when he raps, he enunciates. That's a new thing. You know what I mean? Because if I turn on the radio right now, none of these cats are like singing, talking, not pronouncing their words and sounding ignorant, not saying anything in their music whatsoever, even though we got all kinds of hell breaking out here, on these streets, man, with whether it be law enforcement, whether it be just us as a people, and all this, a variety of things. They're not speaking on it. Anyways, he does touch on some of those things, but let's get back to the production. I'll hand it back to you. Production off the hook, he's got some boom bap on there. He's got Will. You know what the thing too? He's got will.i.am a couple of times up on there. Some will.i.am production. Will.i.am on the low has always been a real dope producer, and which is kind of ironic because the Black Eyed Peas is one of the most pop bands out there, right? But some of the illest joints you've ever heard in hip hop have been will.i.am beats. Just kind of FYI, do your research on that.
Don't forget, the Black Eyed Peas weren't always.
They weren't always. Yeah, they were straight backpacky from back to front. What's the first?
Bridging the Gap.
Bridging the Gap. Yeah, it was. That was the first album. It was that. Okay.
Don't quiz me, man.
Don't get me.
Anyway.
Don't wake me up. I'm trying to leave you alone. Tell him.
No, I ain't trying to challenge you on nothing. But anyway,
go ahead.
I thought the production was very tight. I thought it was very well done. Specifically, I loved the documentary part 2, 2.5. For me, it was just spread a little thin for me, I think. It just fell a little bit short, beat-wise, rhyme-wise, collaboration-wise. I thought it wasn't as tight as documentary 2. Now, I know you probably have a different feeling on that.
Yeah. Okay, you want me to speak? Okay,
yeah, go ahead, speak on it. Let's wrap this up.
I think that, he's got, for instance, you look at the number 3 album when I was going to it, the Crenshaw 808s and Cocaine. Great, switches up the beat halfway through, for one. It's got DJ Khalil and Intoxicated. If you know DJ Khalil, man, that's like, DJ Khalil production is like, it's real big production, but it's got those hard, almost African-like beats. Boom, boom, bam, boom, 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 bam. That's DJ Khalil type of production.
How'd it go?
Anyways, but big, and in fact, if you know DJ Khalil, What band is he in with your man? Y'all gonna correct me on this. We not as sharp as we normally would be. I'm certainly not. But anyway, DJ Khalil, one of the illest producers out there. Yeah, again, to me, in my opinion, I thought the doc from especially from a production standpoint, was a little bit tighter production-wise on 2.5 than it was 2. But if you're looking at the body of work as a whole, the documentary 2 and 2.5. I think it stands up. It's incredible. And I think when we get around to reviewing this thing, we'll just look at it as kind of one deal. I think that's probably the best way to go about it. Lyrically, again, let's go back to this, and well, I'll say something about it lyrically, but going to where do you stand on this lyrics?
Lyrically, I think he's. I mean, it's like what you said before, that he's not like the most prolific MC out there. Mm-hmm. I think he's very, and especially, and again, on documentary 2, I thought he was very poetic. I thought he was very insightful. I thought that, he was, I don't know, he was just so much deeper on the documentary point or documentary 2 instead of the 2.5. That's why I thought it was a better project. I mean, I'm all about lyrics. So I'm not all about lyrics, but I love lyrics and I love listening to people just pour their heart out on a track. Mm-hmm. And that's what he does on documentary 2, and that's what I really appreciate about the game. And I mean, he's always done it. And I think that, he can be very clever with some of it. Not so much wordplay, but what he says in his rhymes. And I think that shows in a documentary too. Not so much 2.5 in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's where I stand.
Yeah, I mean, and like, again, I would say anybody really give both projects out there, a good listen. When I get out there and start looking at this stuff, I think it, came together pretty well lyrically. Like, he's got Like Father, Like Son with Busta Rhymes, a great album when he's talking, from his son's perspective. That's very introspective. That's on 2.5. The bang anyway, incredible. I mean, he speaks a lot about, gives you context to a lot of what this blood and Crip thing is about, and that again is on 2.5. We don't get a lot of that here because we're on the East Coast, and we only go by what it is that we see on TV. You know what I mean? So I thought that was good. So introspective, banging beats, the whole 9. What else can I say about Game? But it's funny because a lot of people might look at him. This is what's happening in our age. The whole reality TV age, right? A lot of people might know Game because of he did the Game, reality show. Mm-hmm. Okay, I forget the name of it is, whatever. I don't watch reality shows. I don't think you're a big reality show guy.
Not really.
But he had a reality show.
I didn't even think what the heck was the name of that show.
Yeah, and then you look at what's happened recently with Lamar Odom. People tend to forget what they're really famous for, and they become infamous for what they did on these reality shows. And I think that's unfortunate. Like, for instance, people talk about, Lamar Odom, that's the guy who did it, Khloe Kardashian, boom, boom, boom. Now, Lamar Odom was one of the most incredible basketball talents to ever, play in the NBA, if you want to be real about it, The Game has been around, this dude was an ex-G-Unit member, okay? That something happened between him and G-Unit, and he goes over it in the documentary 2 and 2.5, what happened with him and 50, you know what I mean? Him just commenting, showing love to the East Coast, 50 not liking that. Next thing you know, he's kicked out of G-Unit and all this other crazy stuff. This has been years ago. This is like 10, 15 years ago now. Okay, well, not 15, but 10, about 10, give or take. Yeah, so a while ago. But yeah, anyways, thought it was great production, tight production. I thought lyrically for what he is, I thought it was very good. If I'm going to rate this, I think it's one of the better albums I've heard, especially from I hate to call him mainstream. I don't think he's a mainstream rapper. We're going to call him a well-known rapper. Mm-hmm. From that perspective, I'm going to go ahead and give this project 2 and 2.5 as a whole. I'm going to give it 4.5 Cyphies.
Mm-hmm. I agree. 4.5 is a very accurate rating on this one. Everybody should check it out. Definitely, I won't repeat anything that you said, but definitely a very, very good listen from beginning to end, especially 2. Mm-hmm. But yeah, definitely if you're out there, check it out. Don't forget to hit us up on our email account, kidandmuff44 on gmail.com. And don't forget to hit us up on Twitter. We are the Cipher Crew. And check out Game, documentary 2.
Yeah,
documentary 2.5.
Yeah, check it 2. Yeah, documentary 2.5. And make sure you guys get those things a good listen when you're out there, man.
Yeah, make sure you do that because the Cipher said so, son. We out. Peace.
All right, peace.
Every time I write a rhyme, I feel like Megatron going against Optimus Prime for the very last time. Once you'll stand, once you'll fall, let me know you're not appalled. Put your hands up in the air, say yes, sure. We're all gathered to witness the babbling of a madman again, grabbing the mic, staggering, mentally unraveling in front of an audience, by himself battling, threatening to kill a whole crew with a single javelin. Clavicle shattering, hammering haters in their shoulders, thinking I'm scared of their name cause they claim me the heat holders. You're not soldiers, need to wake up and smell the Folgers. You need nuts the size of boulders, you need Jehovah. Just like I need a Corona with a slice of lime. Who's nice as mine? I'm here to spread the word, the herbs, you gotta be more precise to rhyme. I'm slicing spines just to see if you got a backbone. If not, I'm sending you back home in the trunk of a Cadillac Brougham. To the people in the front, gonna give you what you want, like, yeah.